Guys, this is Vikram and welcome to my channel. In this video, we will see how to install MobaXterm on Windows. So MobaXterm is one of the best SSH client available for Windows operating system. It also provides other utilities like X11 server, RDP, VNC and other networking tools, and it also offers much more. Unfortunately, this is not available for Mac or Linux operating system. So in this video, we'll see how to install it on Windows and we'll see how this is better than other SSH clients. So MobaXterm is a single application that provides various utilities like SSH client, X11 server, RTP, VNC, FTP, and Unix-like environment. So we can run Unix-like commands in the Windows operating system like ls, pwd, etc. to navigate our file system. MobaXterm comes in two flavors. One is the Home Edition and the one is the Professional Edition. We'll be using Home Edition as it is free. So let's see how to install it on Windows and how to use it. So I'm in Chrome browser, so I can just type for MobaXterm download. Then I can visit the first link, which is an official link. Then I can select the Home Edition because it is completely free. There is one more edition which is Professional Edition, but it is chargeable. So for this demo I'll be using Home Edition. Then click on download button over here. So we'll be having two variants, one is the portable edition and the other one is the installer edition. So I'll be using the installer edition. So in order to download it, just click on this button over here. So in my case, I've already downloaded it and unzipped it. So this is the installer, which is a zip format. So once you extract it, so there will be an executable file. Just double click on this executable file to install it. So just click on next, accept the license agreement, then next. So let's keep everything in default. So now the installation is successful. Click on finish. So now go to Windows Spotlight search, or else you can also directly search for MobaXterm. So it is being prepared for the first time usage. So let's see how MobaXterm is better when compared to other SSH utilities. Okay. So in my case, it is the theme is selected as black. So you can also select the white UI over here by clicking on this. So let's explore various options available in MobaXterm. So let's go ahead and click on this session over here. So if you see here, we have SSH utility, Telnet, RSH, and then the RDP, which is remote desktop connection. And then we have VNC, FTP, SFTP, serial. So everything is already inbuilt. You can also connect to your S3 buckets and Windows subsystem for Linux also. So what I can do is I can just click on SSH over here. Then I can enter the remote host and then username and then password. So to create an SSH connection. So instead of doing like this, let's do it in a very better way. So let's keep everything organized. So what I'll do is, so I'll create some folders in MobaXterm. Okay, I'll consider I have multiple clusters. Let's say that I have AWS instances in AWS, I have instances in Azure. So I wanted to create different folders for each of these. So what I'll do is I'll just right click on the empty space over here and then click on new folder. Now I'll give a name to this folder. Let's say it is AWS. So now my folder is created. So just right click on this folder. Now you can create a new session of any type. So similar to creating connection from here. So now I can create any connection from here. So I'll just right click it, click on new session. Then I'll be creating an SSH session. So in my case, I already have one EC2 instance running. So I'll take the IP address of the EC2 instance, just copy the EC2 instance IP address. Now just paste that IP address in the remote host section, then specify username, just click on this. So now I can directly give EC2 user as the username, or else let's say that if you have enabled password based authentication, so I can create username and password combination by clicking on the symbol over here. So in my case, I already have some username password combinations, or else I can also create a new username password combination by clicking on new over here. Then I'll give a name to this. So I'll just say AWS common login, and then I can give a username, and then I can give a password, which if I have set a password. So in any cases I'll be using my private key to connect to my EC2 instances, but in the rare cases, let's say you are connecting through passwords, you can create a password, you can create login profiles like this. So now I'll click on OK and then click on OK here. So now I have the instance IP address. So now I can select that password, username password combination from this list over here. So now if I click on OK, so if my username and password are correct, so directly SSH connection will be established. So let's say that I'm using private key based authentication or the key based authentication. So in this case I should not select username and password. So I'll just delete, clear all the contents, and then I'll just give the username. Okay, and where should I give the private key path? So I can go to advanced SSH settings, then I'll be checking this use private key option over here, and then I'll give my location to my private key file. So in my case I have downloaded, and I have put it in a different folder. So I'm just giving the path to my PEM file, and then what will happen is, so this session will complete session will be stored. So this session will be stored with this IP address. So I don't want to identify this session with the IP address, so I wanted to give it a different name. So now go to bookmark settings. So just give a session name. So I can just give, let's say that the particular machine I'm using as a Docker machine or the Jenkins master. So I can just give Jenkins master as the name. So this is just an alias name. This doesn't this this has nothing to do with the actual instance configuration. So now I'll click on OK. So now if you see, so the my connection is getting established, so automatically, without asking for any private key files or anything, so my connection is established. So I can just close this session over here. Then if you see here, my session is stored. So my session, I'm just identifying it with the Jenkins master. So if you want to edit this session, let's say that you've restarted your instance and your public IP address got changed, I can just right click on this and click on edit session. Then I can change the IP address. So if the username, anyways, username will be common. Even the path to the PEM file will also be common. Only thing is, have to change the IP address. Then I click on OK. So that particular change gets reflected in this session. Then what I have to do, I just have to double click on this, so my session will be established. If you see here, so it is connected. Now let's say that I wanted to have one more session. Okay, I wanted to create one more SSH connection to an EC2 instance which is using the same private key file. So I can just duplicate this session by right clicking and selecting the duplicate. So now I can just rename it by just renaming the session. Okay, then I can just give it as Jenkins slave or some other name, just to identify that I'm connecting to a different EC2 instance. Okay, so this is how you create different folders. Now let's say that I have instances in my Kubernetes cluster or the Azure. I can also create a different folder over here, and then I'll give a name to the folder. And the same thing, just right click, new session. So if it is an Windows machine, I have to select RDP or SSH for Linux, or you can select any of the session settings over here. So this is how you create sessions and how do you organize sessions in MobaXterm. And along with that, you also have other features also in MobaXterm, that is having multiple sessions in the same window. So let's say I have double clicked on this session. Okay, now I wanted to open the same session. So what I can do is I can click on the session tab over and I'll double click on the same session again. So if you see here, I have tabs. So this is the advantage of MobaXterm. So I can have multiple tabs, each indicating a different sessions. But in my case, the both the sessions are connecting to the same EC2 instance. So what is my use case is, I wanted to enter same command in both the instances. So in this case, what I can do is I can click on this multi exec. So this will open my both the sessions side by side. Now whatever I type, it will be reflected in both the machines. Let's say that there are four machines and you wanted to run same commands on four machines. So this is how you do it. So you start four sessions and then click on multi exec. So this complete window will be divided into four blocks. And let's say you don't want to input commands for a specific instance, so you can just disable those inputs by selecting this button over here. So now whatever I do, it will be affected only in the rest of the session, so this session won't be affected. And then I can also enable it back again by clicking on this button again. So now if I wanted to exit from this multi xec, I can just click on multi execution mode, exit multi-exe mode. Now I am back to main window. So this is one of the advantages. I can have multiple sessions created. And for customizing the mobile Xterm, I can just go to settings over here and then click on configuration. So I can have different themes directly from I can have different themes configured from here. I can also select color profiles, displays, the transparency, the width of the tabs. So everything can be selected directly from here. So I can also select a different theme. I can select a crystal black theme or something. So that theme will be reflected. So I can also go to configuration again. So now I'll reset to Windows dark theme. So the dark theme got activated. So these are some of the advantages of using MOBA Xterm. Although there are multiple other advantages as well, like the tunneling, and also I can have different sessions like VNC, RTP, and SFTP sessions. So everything is integrated into MOBA Xterm. So that's it for this video. If you like our video, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and also join our Facebook group. So the links are given in the description. You can also scan these QR codes that directly points to the Facebook group and YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this video.